Welcome to the Sisters for Fitness Wellness Show. I'm Stephanie Gaines-Bryant. Our guest today is Patricia Norton, and she's a sound therapist. And we're going to talk today about how sound can heal. Wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
And you brought your stuff.
I did.
So we've got lots of sound stuff to talk about today. And so I want to begin by talking about how you got involved with sound therapy.
Okay. So I grew up in Baltimore, and I lived in San Diego from about 1992 until 2007. And while I was there, I had a landscape and design company. And it is one of those points in your life where it happens to some people, where every major thing in your life just kind of falls apart at one time. And I went to a local yoga studio, and the teacher was playing crystal bowls. And I received the sound, and it just moved through me in this way that I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. I need to learn more about this. This is what I want to do. And so after that, I moved back to Baltimore, and I just started taking trainings with a lot of the notable teachers around the world. But really, I found that the best training and the teaching was really just sitting with them by myself and having them teach me, and just learning through the stillness and just through self-training and self-experience, and learning that way.
How can sound actually heal? Are we talking about mental healing, or are we talking about physical healing? What type of healing?
That's the beautiful thing about sound healing, is that it addresses the whole being, body, mind, and spirit. It balances every part of our being. And that's what I love about it.
So what about sound? How does it penetrate your body? Or what does it do to heal?
So we're all made up of atoms and molecules at the very, very smallest level. We're all atoms and molecules. And where there's atoms and molecules, there's movement. And where there's movement, there's sound. So in our whole body, everything is constantly moving, and even though it may not be audible, there's sound. So it's like we're musical instruments. Like when you put your hand underneath a microscope, you don't see a hand, you actually see moving energy. So when we hear sound, whether it's people singing, laughing, a babbling brook, the ocean, the wind, it's just our body is absorbing those sounds, and we're recalibrating, and we're soaking in those sounds, and it's re-energizing and recharging and recalibrating our bodies.
When you do sound therapy, do you do some sort of intake of what the person's issue is, and you address those particular parts of the body, or does sound just know where to go in the healing process?
Sound does know where to go in the healing process, but to answer your question more specifically, it depends upon whether it's a group session or a private one-on-one session. So if it's a private one-on-one session, I will focus on the particular issue. But if it's a group session, then I just hold the intention for the entire group for whatever's in their best and highest good.
So, for example, are there particular bowls that are good for the heart? Are there bowls that are good for reproductive issues? Are there bowls that are good for mental health issues?
Absolutely. So these bowls all have different notes that they play. And if you know about, well, in our physical body, of course, we have the brain, the respiratory system, the digestive system, but we have a whole separate system for our energy system. And these bowls address our energy system, and they're called the energy centers, and there's 7 basic energy centers that go through the body. And so these bowls address different notes and different centers in the body. For instance, this one will address the pineal gland, which is the A sharp. This one will address the heart center, which is right here, of course. And then this one will address your root chakra, which is the C note.
So the 7 centers, we're talking about the chakras.
The chakras.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And so in playing these notes, that kind of stimulates something.
Absolutely. I think that each bowl will stimulate all of them, but a specific note in a specific bowl will more directly address that particular center or chakra.
If you were treating someone, is it something that they can do every week, every day, every month, or what type of therapy is available, or how are people treated?
So there's different ways to approach it. There are many sound healers out there now, which is a blessed thing. And I sell these instruments, and many people, my students or people that are interested, come to me and purchase them, and they can use them on their own. And a lot of people play them as soon as they get up every day to start their day. Many people play them before they go to bed at night to help them sleep at night. But you can also make appointments with sound therapists and have our appointments and address your issues or your concerns one-on-one, or you can go to group sessions and do it with a group of people.
Well, you and I met through a workshop,
Yes.
and it was just absolutely incredible. I had been to workshops before, but yours was just a step above anything I had ever been exposed to. That's why I invited you to come and do the show. I was afraid I was going to fall asleep, and I didn't want to miss anything. So I was just so afraid, please don't fall asleep. I want to make sure I get each and every drop of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So when you play, is it okay to fall asleep, or what is the purpose, to relax you, or
Very
what do
good
you
question.
want? Yes.
Good question. It is totally fine for you to fall asleep. Sometimes it's actually a good thing, you know. So the downfall of falling asleep is you just don't remember, right? But the upside is that your body is totally relaxed and totally open and receiving, right? Yeah, so it's totally fine to fall asleep. It's just that you won't remember the session. So everybody's going to receive something different in a session, and it just depends upon what it is that their body needs. So essentially, I'm playing bowls, the crystal bowls, chimes, the gong, Himalayan bowls, offering my voice in tone and song and mantra. And it's like, put it in a very simplistic way, it's like the room is being filled with frequencies and tones and vibrations. And it's like, they act as like keys. And it's like everyone is going to absorb something different. It's depending upon what your body needs. And these tones act as keys to unlock tense energies or emotions held within the cellular memory, your tissues, the muscles, and even down to the marrow of your bones. And it unlocks information in your body, which allows you to heal.
You know, you were telling me off air how studies and research has been done on how it can really impact some major diseases.
Yes, it can. So there is a doctor who is since now deceased, who was an oncologist at Cornell University in New York City. And when people would be in their 4th stage of cancer, other doctors used to refer them to him. And he has written a book called The Healing Power of Sound, and his name is Dr. Mitchell Gaynor. And in that book is an overview of sound healing, but also chapter by chapter case studies of how people suffering from cancer went into remission and have healed from cancer by using sound, and also coupled with cleaning up their diets. And using mantra, you know, like different mantras and chants to help them heal. And it's a really powerful book, and one that I recommend if anybody wants to learn more. But Dr. Mitchell Gaynor also has a really great quote in concept. He says that sound can heal virtually any medical disorder.
You know, we live in a society where everyone's stressed out. Our stress level is always up here. And what I experienced in that workshop is just the bringing it down, the activating that parasympathetic nervous system, and and that's what we need to do as far as with heart disease, with diabetes, all these different illnesses and things that are going on in our body. If we could just bring it down, and I think that's what sound meditation does.
Absolutely. So when you're laying there and you're receiving all these soothing tones, coupled together with heartfelt intention from the person who's offering the sounds, your respirations slow down, your brain waves slow down, and then what happens is it sends a message to the brain that it's okay for your muscles to let go and relax. When that happens, more oxygen flows through your body, and that's oftentimes where people get chilly during a sound session because your muscles have just completely let go. And then that increases the blood flow through your body, and more prana, chi, and life force energy can move through your body. And when that happens, that's when your immune system boosts, and it can really make a difference and a change in your health.
Sound meditation is as old as time.
Yes, it is.
So where does this come from?
Back, like you said, back since the beginning of time. Indigenous cultures, Aboriginal cultures, they get together and they sing in circles, and it is full body releasing. And I also teach voice, and it's about vocal toning and making sounds to allow the feelings in your body to give them a voice and allow them to be released through the sound of your voice. And so in the indigenous cultures, they would use a combination of instruments and vocal toning to really communicate, to create community, to connect with the divine, and to really heal and to create ritual and ceremony. And it was really, really powerful. So using instruments for sound healing dates back 40,000 years ago. And one of the oldest instruments, of course, was a drum, and then also the didgeridoo, which comes from Australia. And they say that came back dates back about 40,000 years ago, where it was used to actually mend open wounds.
Wow. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, you're going to do your thing.
Yes, okay.
We're going to come back, you're going to explain what these instruments do, and then you're going to play for us.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Yes.
I'm Stephanie Gaines-Bryant with Patricia Norton, and she's a sound therapist, and we're talking about sound healing. We'll be back right after this, the Sisters for Fitness Wellness Show. Heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, certain cancers, all obesity-related diseases. Join me, Stephanie Gaines-Bryant, host of the Sisters for Fitness Wellness Show, for the 5th annual Sisters for Fitness 5K Run Walk, Saturday, April 25th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Bowie Town Center in Bowie, Maryland. Help us fight the obesity epidemic one step at a time. For more information, go to sistersforfitness.com. That's sistersforfitness.com. Hello and welcome back to the Sisters for Fitness Wellness Show. I'm Stephanie Gaines-Bryant. Our guest today is sound therapist Patricia Norton, and right now she's going to do a demonstration for us on how sound therapy can actually heal. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Okay, ready to get started?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. So everybody take a nice deep breath. Fill up your lungs and exhale. Make sure you're really, really comfortable. Feet planted on the floor. And really allow yourself the next 14 minutes just to really let go and allow the sounds to truly just permeate your body. Just flow right through you. The deeper you relax, the more profound this session will be.
I want to just give you an applause. That was absolutely wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And tell us once again, what were you playing? What are the names of these bowls again?
They are quartz crystal bowls, alchemy bowls, infused with multiple different gemstones.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've been watching the Sisters for Fitness Wellness Show. Our guest today is sound therapist Patricia Norton, and we'll give all of her information at the end of the show. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, likewise.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.